Pettigrew's assault with Pickett's charge to protect General Pettigrew's right flank. So what we're going to do out here today is try to represent exactly what the men did, trying to take the angle. Now this would have been the third day of the battles here around Gettysburg, and General Lee was convinced that one more strike against the Federal line would have broke them and got them to run. That's what his intentions were doing. General Pickett was fresh coming up to join General Longstreet's First Corps, but General Pettigrew on the left-hand side of the flank had command of the Third Corps. So his orders were to protect the flanks and oblique and attack with General Pettigrew. The Confederates opened up with a series of artillery bombardments that lasted for over 2 hours, perhaps even 3. It was noted that the people in Pittsburgh could hear the guns or something in the atmosphere that didn't sound right. So you can imagine what the people around Gettysburg could hear. Once the Confederate artillery opened up, the Federal artillery counter-battered it, and it was a duel back and forth for several hours. One thing the Confederate artillery had to deal with, their cannon fuses were coming up from Georgia because Tredegar Ironworks had blown up 2 months before we came on this engagement, and the fuses from Georgia did not calibrate well with our guns. So if the cannoneers sighted in, not necessarily hitting where they wanted to hit. There goes the Confederate batteries opening up. General Lee has given the order to fire. Long line of Confederate batteries opened up on General Hunt. General Hunt was an artillery commander. He knew exactly what was going to take place. Union batteries are returning fire. You'll notice out in the field there's a flagman giving instructions to the soldiers on the other side of the field, not necessarily the Confederates, but other Union soldiers that were posted around. That was a communication device letting know what their area was doing opposed to the other area. You'll notice the white flag with the red square in the center.
That was... I hope you caught that.
While the artillery dueled it out, the infantry laid in the tree line and tried to keep as cool as possible and stay out of the line of fire on both sides, Confederate and Union. Not knowing what was going to take place, but after an artillery duel, they knew what was going to take place. These men are veterans and they have gone against each other before.
busy at the second.
While the soldiers laid and waited for the order to attack or retrieve the attack, a lot of them spend the time trying to cool off and writing letters to home, keeping a letter inside their pockets in case they were killed, that perhaps it would make its way back to their family. The weather that day was very similar to the weather we're experiencing today. Thunderstorms early in the morning, a lot of humidity, temperatures in the 90s. It's been said and been understood, and a lot of the soldiers, both north and south, while waiting for the attack to begin, actually died of heat stroke, laying in position. Off to our right, you see Confederate infantry moving into position, waiting for the order to attack. The artillery doled it out with solid shots. Once the Union realized the attack was coming, they changed to what they call grape shot, which turns the guns into giant cannons. They changed the cannons into giant shotguns. It was devastating against infantry. Now the infantry duel begins. No question now what's about to take place. The Confederates are moving up across the Emmitsburg Road. They have a fence to cross over. Slows their attack up. Now they got to reform. Line officers, get their men under control. Get them in proper formation and ready for their march to death. Fire starts to heat up. Yeah, I do. Thank you. Thank you. Off to the Confederate far right, more infantry, flank to the right.
I missed it.
Okay.
Yeah, my hand keeps going.
Sorry.
Confederate infantry officer right boost to the advance. Position off on the Confederate right of that oblique movement. Try to outflank the Yankees. Smoke going across the battlefield is referred to as a dinge of battle. This is an opportunity for all the soldiers to look for their battle flags and find out which way they're going. That's why a battle flag is very important, so they can keep you in contact with the infantry. To the far Confederate right, you'll see more infantry moving in. Now the lines are in line of attack.
The dead guy's moving. They're all moving.
Casualties are starting to mount on both sides.
Hasn't moved.
Yeah. It's easy to keep moving.
Huh?
It's just gonna keep moving.
Yeah.
Horse is getting food.
Yeah.
infantry moves out to the offensive to the Confederate line. Casualties start to mount. The Confederates increasingly look for reinforcements, and none seem to be coming.
I'm hoping I'm getting a good screen.
I know, it's just so dark.
Yeah.
That's why I took off before I was doing with my glasses done.
So I'm hoping this is a good video.
Confederate line officers get all their men in line. The Union line seems to be holding. Now the Confederate infantry is moving up in earnest. Gradually start to man on both sides of the field.
I see that, yeah.
Arm. That was stupid.
Some of General Pepper's men are moving into the advance. This is becoming very personal now. It's getting face to face, hand to hand. The Confederate flag goes down. Someone goes forward. Get that flag in the air.
Get shot in the back.
This is how important the Confederate or Union flag is. It directs the troops. It tells them which way to go.
I like my own commentary.
Armistead's voice, the Virginians, move forward. To the wall. To the wall. The Federals move to the wall. This becomes hand to hand. Anybody here, anybody can take it.
I don't think so. This was just sword fighting.
Get that flag up! Get that flag up!
More Federal soldiers move into the flank. Some of Wilcox Brigade is off to our right flank.
Oh, they're taking the flag back with them. Nice.
Confederate infantry is forced to fall back. They keep looking over their shoulders for more reinforcements, but none come.
Basically right on cue.
Firing does not stop.
That one got hit. He's going over. Look at him. He's still
One
going.
last time. Get the flag!
Take your hat off.
To an end.